Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SRS Round 8, which takes us to Austin, Texas, to the Circuit of the Americas, which I must say is one of my personal favorite tracks. Last time out in Round 7 in Singapore, then Crossfire Strikes managed to take the win from the back of the grid in Singapore, just edging out Eller Jack. I'm hoping for a great race here. You probably have no idea who I am. My name is, I guess, Yale, or if you're very British, you can call me Chale. And I'll be your commentator / host for tonight's 100% race, the 56 laps around the Circuit of the Americas. And when it comes to the standings, this the 100% series, Racing Bulls in the constructors then is ahead of McLaren by 40 points, which are a further 21 points ahead of Aston Martin. Slightly different point system here being used. Meanwhile, in the Drivers' Championship, Eller Jack is leading just 2 points ahead of King James and just a further 3 points in front of Gandhi. Just gotta call it. Bear with me here with these names. Further down the order, there are multiple fights. You've got that fight for P4 as well between Big Bulls and Nicholas, as well as the fight for the lower positions. Very much the battle for the wooden spoon further down. So we should be underway shortly in Austin, Texas. Very excited. First ever 100% race I've commentated on, and should be ready to go shortly. In terms of strategy, I think we will be seeing a 2, maybe 3 stops. Depends on the weather. Right now the sun is out, but 5 red lights are on. I actually can't see how many red lights are on. Anyway, but it's lights out and away we go. It's a sluggish start there as my PC is just being able to carry on there as something's going on. The game's cooked, boys. The game's cooked. Anyway, Kiwi has already gone ahead saying, I am so sorry, I have not been able to catch anything. Anyway, I think now we have managed to take control, actually, as what a start then from Luckman, still out in front there. And oh, look at the Ferrari there down the inside in the S section. That's usually not where you make a move. And now the McLaren further behind. That is Gandhi, the man in P3 in the championship, who has been sent spinning and drifting away here, as we're now looking at King James in front of him, the Ferrari and the Haas. Mean Man Moody and FRL J Hart now fighting it out then, as here we go. The RB slipstreaming the Ferrari all the way down the back straight, then looking to go down the inside into the heavy braking zone of the second DRS zone, and he manages to get in front. The Mercedes there locks up, goes wide, and takes the second RB with him. That is Big Bulls, another one who's quite far up in the championship order. Further up ahead, the 2 Aston Martins swapping position in this very tricky double left-hander, which has so many lines, which then leads into the triple right-hander, where right now Andrew Pittsmith and Jay Hartnell has made an absolutely fantastic start. Then he's looking to go round the outside. What a move then by the Haas driver that is, as we're going to go ahead and get the track details on for you guys at home, as well as current tires that the drivers are on. Quite a bit of hards and mediums, as you would expect. It's still 2 drivers on the softs though, very interesting, and a couple of drivers already in the pit lane. What I'm assuming for can only be front wing damage after the chaos of turn 1. Well, Eller Jake, he's made a fantastic start then. Well, we can actually go ahead and have a look at positions gained versus lost. Here we go then. He's made up 12 positions off the start. That's absolutely fantastic, and without any front wing damage or any visual damage. And he's lining up the Red Bull of James then. DRS has been enabled. Lap 2 out of 56 then. The big letterbox in the rear wing. The last F1 game where we're gonna have it. The last F1 season. Further up in front, Specky Cabbage, my fellow Swede, is going down the inside on the Alpine on King Luckman. They're still side by side. Further behind then, that is Jake not managing to get the move on the Red Bull further behind. Specky Cabbage looking to go all the way around the outside, which is now the inside for the left-hander. The Alpine tries hanging around the outside. They're still side by side now for almost an entire sector through the triple right-hander of turns 16, 17, and 18. And Specky Cabbage will just have to give up then and wait for the main straight, but he's really close, and I can only imagine the sort of dirty air he's facing through these fast corners here, going on to the main straight. And seeming though he's got a bit more confidence in the car and in his abilities so far then. Okay, well, yeah. Oh, Specky Cabbage moves under braking a bit. That James is going to try and sneak through now. He is on the soft, so you would expect the grip to be fantastic on those. But the top four separated by less than a second, as it seems so right now. Oh, this is great racing here from the boys in SRS then, as James there goes off the track and allows Jake through. We got a fantastic helicopter shot here from the Alpine, the McLaren, the Aston Martin, and the Red Bull. James picks up a 3-second time penalty early on the race. That's something you want to avoid in these long races. You don't want a lot of penalties. If there is a late safety car, then as the field already spread out quite a bit, you have got that DRS train from P5 all the way down to P11. And then a 2.7-second gap down to Big Balls. But here goes Jake then. DRS open for P2 and P3. Then Specky Cabbage to the inside. Jake is also going to try and get past the Alpine here. The Alpine fought so hard last time round there against Specky Cabbage. He's going to try and do the exact same thing here. Can he? Still side by side. Now this time he's on the outside though, with the Aston Martin on the inside. It's almost a carbon copy from that last lap then. But this time out, Jake manages to shut the door shut on King Lookman, unlike Specky Cabbage. And now we have the McLaren out in front then. Behind that, just the Aston Martin. Further behind though, we have Andrew Pipsmith, who is fighting about with, well, it's the Ferrari who's been dropping places, and that's probably why. I wonder if there's some front wing damage. No visual damage, just going wide there in the high speed corners. Yellow flags have been brought out further behind. That's for an RB which has spun, and I believe that is, or is that Williams that, no, it is an RB which is now going into the pit lane, as now the Williams of DB for Life goes down the inside on Mean Man Moody. Once again, going off the track. These guys really aggressive, really wheel banging their way past each other, which you gotta love. This is racing. But now ahead into the S section, very important. Oh, and that, locking up the rears there, or I think it just snap of oversteer for the Ferrari there, and then locking the fronts then, as well. The fight for P1 is pretty much set in stone here, as Jack shows why he is the champ. Or I think, oh shit, it's Jake. I just realized the 3's meant to be an E. I'm stupid. The 3's meant to be an E. Alright. Well, Specky Cabbage picked up a 3-second time penalty, and he'll be hoping just to stay within the DRS of the championship leader. Oh, it's Lookman looks to get past here. James, the Alpine, and the Red Bull. These top four have been really providing some entertainment for us tonight already, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the 52 laps here. The soft tires, they won't be good for too long. I reckon max 5 laps, then the mediums will be the best tire. And once again, we can have a look at the tires here. There you go, you see them. And Big Bold Balls, yep, that was the RB which spun and came into the pit lane not too long ago then. Well, BX37 3-second time penalty. Quite a few 3-second time penalties here, as there is fighting going on for the low points paying positions here between McLaren and Ferrari. That is Jeffrey versus, I hope that's not McLaren. No, sorry, it's Mean Man Moody and Gandhi in the championship fight, so he wants to get further up the field, and his championship rival is running away with it so far. But it'll be interesting to see. Next man in sight for Gandhi is DB for Life, followed by the Mercedes of Andrew Pipsmith. That's a great name, first of all. Smith. Or just Andrew Pipsmith. I'm not sure. Maybe Pipesmith. Okay, I could be pronouncing all these names wrong. Well, he's got quite a bit of battery to throw out the Aston Martin in front of him then. Don Fotherington also got DRS. So as I mentioned before, there's a bit of a DRS train from the kick of Corey all the way down to, well, I think Nicholas, or Mean Man Moodoo, who's dropped off quite a bit of course, reverse championship starting position, or grid, I should say, as Gandhi gets past the William, and he's making steady progress towards the top half of the field, or actually already in the top half of the field. Oh, Jeffrey and Techno are fighting once again. The left-hander, the hairpin there, proving to be a favorite overtaking spot. But then you got to watch out here, because so many different lines to take, so many switchbacks you can make here. Just one of them out of the right-hander, and one of them out of here as well. If you get good traction, you can really put the driver in front of you under pressure. Well, Lookman is lining up James here, and James, his softs must be absolutely, well, not absolutely dead. We can maybe have a look here. Definitely second hand though, but Lookman does not get a great exit, and King James is going to say thank you very much. We might have a James on James battle here for the final podium position of P3, the hard compound tires versus, actually, the pair of them on hard compound tires. That's a great move by James there. He will have DRS as well to be able to defend himself, and he's got more battery available to use, but Lookman's not going to give it up this easily. He's going to have a look, but then he's going to think the better of it. Needs to remember they're both trying to get past P3. The Red Bull of James 21 then currently leads this little pack that's been forming overall. Well, Jake leads by 3 seconds ahead of Specky Cabbage. James just holding on to P3, and we are back in the fight for P3. These three, I mean, there's pretty much always a fight here. These opening laps and the first 6 laps or so for, well, between P5 and P1 pretty much. And now we have these three, the Red Bull, the RB, and the Alpine, all trying to get on that podium place. 2 of them have got time penalties very early on in the race. Everyone needs to be a mucho good boy now for the rest of it. And feel free to write in the chat, as Woody has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Feel free to write in the chat any questions about the league, or just any predictions as well. I'm gonna how many safe cars we'll get, or the top 3 in the end. But King James is really putting pressure on James. Can he solidify himself as King James and not just a James? We'll have to wait and see, because we might find out after the straight then, as he's gonna go foot to the floor now. Using his overtake, he's going to open the DRS, the big letterbox that the rear wing is now, and he's going to be gaining on the Red Bull, gaining. He's going to be switching early then towards the hairpin of turn 12 then. Down the inside he goes, side by side they go. It's the soft versus the hards, so the hards must have gripped in by now. Do the softs still have any sort of chance here to fight against? The Red Bull of James is really parking it on each of the apex. James tries to find some space. There's contact between them. He forces his way past then, trying to find the Red Bull. There it is, who's not giving it up. Then he's going to hold the inside line through the triple right-hander of 16, 17, and 18, and going into 19 and 20. They remain unchanged, but you can tell that James is really putting the pressure on. Now, down the inside into the final corner. I've never seen an overtake there then. Where's the Red Bull? They're still side by side now, but he's got DRS. He's still got more ERS available to him. Yeah, the Red Bull of James has got nothing. He might even have to watch out as Lookman tries to go around the outside into turn 1. Then that's probably a warning for James. Does Lookman have the traction and grip out of turn 1? Oh, that's close there. It really is then. But the Alpine just needs to sit back and wait for a couple of laps. Maybe just even this sector. As one gets by, there's the next one joining in the final. Look at this. Jay Hartnell, one of the ones who's had a great start then, is involved at Haas driver. There's always 3 cars chained to each other, is what I'm noticing. Lap 8 out of 56 then. Not even double digits yet. And boy, we're getting more action than you would see in some other league races. There's fantastic stuff from the drive. There's fantastic stuff from Jake, who's already pulling out. And that is why you don't waste all your battery, ladies and gentlemen. Because look at that, actually. He's got quite a bit. He's just got no straight line speed here. Actually, he can fight against the Alpine a bit here, but he's using a lot of ERS. Is James then side by side into the left-hander, then the hairpin, which, oh my, Well, it wasn't really a left-hander for them, or it was a left-hander, just not a hairpin. It was just a 90-degree turn. I wonder if there was a lockup there, or I'd be surprised if there was a lockup because it was on exit or on the apex where it happened, where they just kind of went both straight on there. Very interesting. Well, anyway, while the Haas there, god damn it, who was it? Well, Jay Hartnell managed to get through that somehow. Gandhi as well. Right, it was Luckman and James there who were squabbling. And they've still got this midfield pack of Corey, Andrew, Don, and, well, James is gonna... His softs must be absolutely dead by now. You can tell just by being on board with Nicholas here how much he's gaining, even with it. That, to be fair, he's on softs as well. Hold up, that's not proving my point at all now, is it? But yeah, just that tire management on the Haas of Nicholas, just a tad bit better. Mostly the ERS match. To be fair, James has managed to make the most out of his sticky situation in terms of ERS then. Still not optimal, but lap 9 out of 56 then. I'm trying to think when these guys would come in for a box. I want to say it's got to be soon in the next 5 laps maximum. I'd say around lap 12 then. They're going soft, medium, medium, maybe even soft, hard, hard there. As further up in front, there is fighting once again into this corner there. Lookman might be having a bit of PTSD there as he fights the stake of Corey then. Corey tries holding it on the outside. Both of these drivers on the white-walled, hard compounded tires then. As, well, they're just staying level about. Lookman just staying ahead for now then. As that gap out in front, Jake leading by 8 seconds now ahead of Specky Cabbage, who's also not doing bad. 2.7 out of King James, who's 4 seconds ahead of Hartnell. Oh, well, side by side here, I quickly look in the Discord to talk about the championship standing. Well, Corey has gotten past Lookman, and that's a nice move from the Alpha driver as Kiwi has picked up a time penalty. And I just read here in the Discord that apparently Kiwi has been scammed, quote from him, by his grid position, as he was apparently behind Nicholas in the championship and on track, which is, of course, not what it's meant to be, but... We move on. Can the Alpine of Lookman fight back then as Gandhi is looking to get past Jay Hartnell? Both of these guys with good starts. Gandhi slowly making his way towards Jake then, who's still edging out in front. King James is catching up to Specky Cabbage. So those hearts are looking to improve and improve as the laps take by and time goes on then. Thomas, 3-second time penalty then. Oh, and we were on board when that happened. And that was a stupid penalty. That just not realizing that there is a big sausage curve there almost. And just lifting the car up as Nicholas still behind James then. As DB for Life also not too far behind. Going a bit wide there, James. We've not seen that for the first time today, or tonight. Depends where you are, really. Good morning to all the Australians out there, I guess. Oh, there's yellow flags in Sector 2, and I think Specky Cabbage has spun. Yes, he has. And why is it so blurry? Oh, it's because the gravel. Oh, no, and he's retired. No. No, Specky Cabbage. That's a great name. Can we just talk about how we've got Specky Cabbage and Kiwi, and he's currently not in the best of positions. Oh, the Ferrari's going to get cooked here. Nope, we're all good. But that seems a bit unnecessary. I can't tell if he's got front wing damage. He might have to the right-hand side. But lap 11 out of 56, the man who was in P2 it was sent himself spinning and drifting away there. As Luckman gets back past Corey. These guys really need to save a bit of battery here. Maybe not Corey, but definitely Lookman. I mean, look at that. 13%. That's abysmal. Kiwi's down in 19th place, having done a pit stop. Let's have a look at pit stops, actually. Because there's been a few drivers who've... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so everyone outside of the top 13 has done a pit stop. Or has completed the mandatory pit stop, I should say. Let's have a quick look at the penalties. Down the inside, Corey. That is late, and that might be brilliant. Leaves just enough of room. The Alpine just about stays on track, and the Alpine just about stays out in front. But that was optimistic from Corey, and I like that. He saw the move. He went for it. Turn one, you can brake so late because of the uphill there, and there's so much asphalt. There's so much room for activity, and he exploited that room nicely, and I reckon we can see a move there. Anyway, Don Fotherington on 9 seconds, a couple on 6 seconds, including Woody and Thomas, and then the rest are on 3 seconds. And so far the top 6 remain untouched now that Specky Cabbage is out, as he was one of the only ones who had a penalty in the top 6, or I guess it was top 7 then, but out of the top drivers then. Corey just a bit too far back now. Woody's Wood picks up another penalty. He's on 9 now, if I remember correctly. Nicholas still can't find a way past James. Ever since James's whoopsie, he's managed to... Oh, it's raining! It is raining. That is a bit of rain there, and that's why some people went on the softs to go directly to the wet weather. Question is it dry enough? Very light rain we are seeing here in Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 13 out of 56 then. Or I guess soon it will be lap 14 because... No, it is lap 13, yeah. I remember, I can only imagine who's going to be the first to bite the bullet here. And this is Gandhi's chance to make some room or find some time on Jake, who's leading away by 10 seconds, so he can pit one lap later and be pretty much fine. Oh, Nicholas really struggling in these half-dry conditions then. And it is so tricky as well, especially on these softs which are dying, or have been dying. I doubt if I like to have a look behind. Can't really tell anything from texture. Gotta wait until it's a slow speed corner then. But the rain really is coming down, and I reckon we can see pit stops lap 13 onto 14. So as early as this lap then, as I think Nicholas will get slow enough here to where we can analyze those rear tires. Not really. You can tell a bit of a texture difference. And DB for life there, really struggling to get on the power. And I wonder, will our... Oh, there's side by side there as Andrew is looking to get past Dom. I wonder, will... Jake stays out! I think that's the wrong move, to be honest. King James also stays out. Maybe it's not raining. Doesn't look like it's raining a lot in the final sector, but look at how grey it is. Will Gandhi pit? No. Jay Hartnell stays out. Lookman stays out. Corey stays out. Dom, I guess it's not this lap then. But it's coming down quite a bit then. And you gotta remember, I've got my particle set too low. And there we go. James and Nicholas may... Oh no! They've both almost hit the pit entry wall. A bit of lag there. They both almost hit the pit entry wall. And that's caused the chain effect where quite a few drivers behind are in then. Oh, this is interesting. Yellow flag in sector 3 then. That's through triple right-hander. On board with Kiwi. Kiwi stays out. A lot of drivers staying out then. There we go. Who's on the Inters? Here, James. The lead man on Inters. I guess we do gap to leader now. To see how much he can bring that gap down now. But I reckon Gandhi made the wrong choice here. By pitting, or by not pitting. Oh wait, Jake's coming up to the pit entry. This time around. Stays out. King James. Stays out as well. Maybe I was just full of shit, man. But it's getting worse. Gandhi stays out. King James is catching Jake as well on those hard tires. So the longer he stays out, the better it's for him. Man, Moody. Oh, DB for life put it onto the mediums. He forgot to change it to inters. Oh, and you can just... Oh, this is a great comparison now, actually. I just realized. Oh, you can tell the mediums are quicker. I think DRS is... Yeah, DRS is still enabled as well. But now... Look at the spray difference now, then. That might just be from the inters, but... Thomas, 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. Thomas, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I reckon he got one, and he's retired. Okay, well, DRS is still enabled, ladies and gentlemen. These are very tricky, half wet, half dry conditions our drivers are having to contend with. As we see Corey then still fighting with Luckman full P5. The pair of them on the hard competitor tires just behind them. Don following turn as well on the hard tires, as we will swap back to the interval. And Jake still stays out. See, from this camera perspective, there's not a lot of rain. And in Sector 3 generally, there's not a lot of rain. But if we go to P1 here, Jake, you can see how the rain's picked up there a bit more. Oh, don't tell me he's going to have the AI in his way. Okay, won't have the AI in his way. And he pit stops. Andrew Pip Smith is pitting. Here it looks wet. I reckon he made the right call here. Then again, the last time I said I would pit now, it was the wrong call. I guess we can see, right? Because how much he gained on James? Because James was behind. Oh, wow. I mean, James was behind, but I don't think by that much. You can tell that... Oh, yeah, massive slide there for Corey, coming out onto the short low straight away, going on into the hairpin and then onto the back straight. But massive slide there, and you can just tell the way there. Just barely getting on the power, and that's already a 3-second time penalty for Andrew, who just pitted. Andrew Pit Smith, you could call him. I apologize. DRS is still enabled though. What does our race leader do? What does our championship leader do? He pits. Careful on pit entry now. Oh, don't get a penalty. You can get a warning if you cross over just with one tire there. Left hand side now. King James pits as well. King James really caught up. Look at that. He caught up 5 seconds. That is really great from him. And I guess that's just the hard tires being quicker than the mediums. Hold up, this could be great timing. Oh, that's a shame. Gandhi also into the pit lane here. Jay Hartnell coming in as well. As Luckman. Oh, as we've had someone who's done it a bit too, and I reckon that's the front one gone. Jake had such a big gap that even the drivers who stayed out, Luckman and Corey, which I don't know why they did. Maybe it's just a short spell of rain. That even those drivers did not get past him, and they're still like 6, 7, 8 seconds behind. And the gap has gotten bigger between King James and Jake in the pit lane. We'll let all the cars pit. Mean Man Moody is in the pit lane as well. There we go. Onto the enters, as well as Kiwi. Oh, as side by side they're coming out of the pit lane. That is Don fighting with NMX James then, who's also fighting with Nicholas. And all of these are coming up to DB4 Live, who's still on the mediums. Oh, James, 3-second time penalty. And that's a warning right off the bat as well. Oh, this is great stuff. These unpredictable weather conditions that we have here in SRS Round 8 in COTA. That 100% league, or a series, or part of the league I should call it. Split, you should say. It's just trying to get on the power, trying to find the grip. And now it's definitely time for Inters. I mean, Korea and Lukman, they've thrown away a pretty solid position here, which would have been P4 and P5 for probably like a low top 10. Then as out of nowhere, there's an Aston Martin on the inside of the Red Bull, and that Aston Martin has gone past James. That is Don past James then, and he's on for the next Williams in line, which is DB then, who's on the mediums. And oh, these are really tough conditions. I wonder if it's going to go to wets, because all of a sudden you can actually see the rain falling down into the pit lane. Go our two fighters, or the two that are fighting. Oh, I think I saw medium tires there for Corey. Nope, they're green. We're all good. Surely DB4 Live pits. Yeah. Careful. Oh. Andrew Pipsmith is... Lookman has somehow gotten out ahead of Jay Hartnell. So Jay Hartnell must have made a mistake there, because he was ahead of them. Or was he? Hold on. Corey was slow in the pit lane for some reason. I think Jay Hartnell was in front of them. Yeah, they were. He was. I think. Fairly sure. Anyway, Corey picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now, everyone on the grid has gone to be into Mean Man Moody's in the pit lane again for the intermediates. And we can just see now Jake managing to once again pull a gap to King James. King James needed the rain to come just 3-4 laps later, and he probably would have been ahead. That's just how good the hard tires were towards the end, just before they pitted it. As now DRS has been disabled, so it's a wet. The session is officially indicated as wet. Well, ever since the rain hit and we had all those different pit stop windows, the grid's been split up a bit, but we still have Kiwi here behind DB4 Life, who had to pit twice as it accidentally went, or I'm assuming he accidentally went onto the medium. But look at the rain here. I mean, just a reminder again, I've got particles on the lowest setting because I'm a low sweat when it comes to league racing. This is quite a bit. Oh, down the inside, Kiwi contact. There's, oh, I think he got that all crossed up there. And you could hear how he was locking the brakes without ABS. Apparently, it's one of the first races where he races without ABS, the assist then, of course, which stops the front tires, or maybe even the rear tires as well. Just the tires from locking up. And, of course, the front tires can lock, which then degrades the tire, and you'll just go straight on. Or the rears can lock, in which case you'll just spin out. So it's a very fine line you need to draw, and in the wear as well. That's not an easy thing to do then. A very easy mistake to do, as King James is actually solidifying that King name by pulling away from Gandhi there. So that's not bad at all for him. RB, of course, leading the Constructors' Championship, and I see why, even though his teammate is down in P17. So you've got one RB in second place and one second to last. Kiwi then. No DRS, of course, in the wet conditions here. Has a look once again. He's a bit unsure whether to go for it. That's really the worst thing you can do in the way, is not fully commit. You're just kind of putting your wheel kind of alongside, then you're pulling out, then you're going back in. Really need to commit like that move Corey did in the dry. Just like that then. There he really went for it. Trying to catch the Williams drive of DB for live. Napping. I wonder if DB stands for something. No idea. Oh, but you could tell Kiwi is really loving these GNR Kiwi then. Is that Guns N' Roses or... is really loving these wet weather conditions, as this is pretty much the only fight we've got right now. Further up in front, you've got the other Williams trying to get past Jeffrey. As here we go, DB for life, going defensive. Kiwi on the outside, he's getting try swinging it all the way around the outside. A Mercedes going around the outside. Where have I seen this before? I don't know, considering no one was in a league I was in before. Now, but what a move by Kiwi there, around the outside of turn 1 then, and DB for life then. I mean, fair play for leaving the space there on the outside, and fair play for Kiwi for not just turning in and pretending that the Williams was not there. I think that's how you spell Swede. I don't know. That's not. Wow. Well, I wonder if it's going to dry up again or if it's just going to keep getting worse. Here it looks horrible. This corner right here, in the far part of the track then, we're just coming down to, I guess, like, where you almost sector 1. If you look to the left then, sometimes you can see cars go through sector 1 there. Well, Techno's trying to get past Jeffrey. Jeffrey's also not too far off BX37 Pro. James picking up another 3-second time penalty here, as Jeffrey has managed to gain quite a bit through turn 1 there. Then just no confidence in the car there. You can't take that first left hander almost flat out there. Just need to shift down just to get that rotation going. Techno picks up a 3-second time penalty. As once again, Corey is on the back of Lookman. Both of the Alpines under pressure then. BX37 under pressure from a Ferrari. Lookman under pressure from a Kickstake Sauber Formula 1 car behind him. Soon to be Audi, which I'm very excited about. I'm also very excited to have 22 drivers back on the grid and 11 teams. Will be very fun in F1 26. Once that comes out, of course, it's only a DLC rather than a completely new game. They'll probably still be able to find a way to justify 70 euros for it. But whatever, this is not a rant, this is commentary. Look at how wet it's gotten. I reckon if they don't get a proper dry line here, which they're not really getting, maybe it's a tiny one, they might have to strap on the wets. Lap 22 out of 56 then, and a third of the way through. I've just actually run the numbers there. And already we've had a spin right here into the barrier to the right over there, specky cabbage, and quite a few bows for this position right here, P4. I think I'm going to take this time then to advertise the GC Commentary Network, or the Jack Crossley Commentary Network, is I'm assuming what it's called. Drafted in late today, I must say, fantastic experience. And oh my god, the rain's come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, the heavens have opened up above. And look, this is ridiculous. I've never seen it. Did you see that transition? Out of nowhere. And now you can see, like, it's like when you're driving and you turn your headlights on and you see the rain go down. I mean, this is ridiculous. I reckon if we get a safety car here, they might go wet. It's come out of nowhere. This is incredible. I'm just looking at the replay now on stream then. And they're just on the straight, and like a tsunami hits or some shit. Also, please let me know if the audio is shitty or anything. Well, Corey got past Lookman. I completely missed that. But yeah, look at the rain. This is ridiculous. I've never seen a league race like this before. Like, you turn, you accelerate a bit, and it's like you're in the shower. It's like you're giving your Formula 1 car wash. Oh, pulling off overtake in these conditions on Inters is very tough. I mean, I would say these are wet conditions. This is horrible. Remember, once again, low particles. Well, Techno looking to get past Jeffrey Loft then. Both of them using the batteries. You can use the battery everywhere. Down the inside them. That's very late braking. Is it too late? Manages to get the car slowed down. Jeffrey goes for the switchback. Coming out of turn 1 then. Bit of wheel banging there, but he manages to get the move. And that's a nice move by Techno. Very decisive lunge to the inside. Anyway, yeah, very smooth experience with a JC network. With a JC network then, and just gonna also follow Jack Crossley Comms on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Posts race highlights, commentary highlights, all kinds of stuff really to get in contact as well. And yeah, that's about it. Lap 24 out of 56 then. And my god, if you would have shown me this weather by just like lap 8, where it was still sunshine and rainbow, I would have not believed you. I would have said, well, we clearly had a restart. This is ridiculous. A dry line? Is there a dry line? There's a tiny dry line. You can tell where they've where the rear tires have been spinning out, but that's about it. Look at all the adjustments Nicholas has to make here through the triple Ryander. Oh, I'd love to see how Jake handles this. So smooth, so confident with his steering. Just using when he shifts down, he uses that rotation. I must say, Jake, I am seeing why he is a championship. I was not on Jake, I was on the McLaren. That's embarrassing. Gandhi, fantastic. I'm used to our McLaren being in front. But the pair of them, Jake actually struggling maybe a bit more here. I think Gandhi's in the middle of nowhere. King James is in the middle of nowhere. 13 seconds behind Jake, 19 ahead of Gandhi. But the top 3 are doing this fantastically right now. Wow. If this rain continues on like that, I don't think they can go to the Interstudents. So there might be a world where they go for the wets. I really hope so, because the wets, it deserves some playtime. Oh yeah, thanks. Mean Man Moody is out in sector. Oh, that was in the pit lane. Impressive that we're soon halfway. We're 2 laps away from halfway. Lap 27 out of 56. Still no safety car. DB for life then, and BX37 Pro and Woody's Wood then, all fighting for the wooden spoon here. Actually, this is the metal spoon. Big Balls is fighting for the wooden spoon. Into the pits, and a few drivers on wets. And MX James. is on the wets, for example. Right, it'll be interesting to see what he can do. He was one of the first ones to go on the inters as well then. Right, we'll go on board with Woody's with us. He's behind him. Go on for the rim turn, another 3-second time penalty. Oy, oy, oy. Wow, it's really coming down. I mean, for the drivers, they need to really be on edge here. Right, as back into the pit lane goes NMX James. I think he realized the wets is the wrong compound tires, as has been proved many times in real life. Yeah, but the drivers, they need to be so alert in these conditions. I mean, it's very much in between inters and wets right now. The wets are too slow. The inters can just about disperse enough water as he is teleporting out of his pit box. Very impressive tactic from as... Did you see how that front jack was lying on the ground? That's also very impressive. Two very impressive things by the Red Bull crew. The fact that they can teleport F1 car and they can defy the laws of physics. Anyway, the smallest gap right now, if I'm looking at my timing sheets correct here, which you guys can also see, is 2.4 seconds between Woody and DB for Live 22. So, Jack, if you're watching this, I hope it's okay if I quickly grab a glass of water, because I need it. What should be a safe gun now? One problem. Alrighty, so that's been a safety car lap. 28 out of 56. We're halfway through. And NMX James back on the inters. The action at the start was so good that they were like, no, we can't have this match action in a race. The only thing we can do now is wet weather till the end. This is where it's great to have another commentator usually. All people in the chat. Jake's about to lap someone, and the rain is not easing up. The way the ghosted car looks in the wet, it's kind of cool. Oh, this is not a great part, but Jake, what Jake, eh? That's fantastic the way he handles that situation. Well, LR Jake is going to extend his lead in the championship by quite a bit then if the result stays as it is. But we still have almost 27 laps left then. And yeah, I reckon maybe one more pit stop, just inters to inters, as the dry line is starting to form. So you can complete the count wets out of the equation here. But yeah, some people might not even need another pit stop. Right, but he's building out almost a pit stop, right? 17 seconds right now. That gap was 13 seconds. Or in fact, it was less. It was 6 seconds after the pit stop, something like that. As Kiwi is looking to line up the next Williams. He got past Stevie for Life not too long ago then, and the pace in the wet has been pretty solid from him then, as he's looking to get past Techno in the next couple of laps then, move up into the top 10 then, and then it's only a 5-second gap to Andrew Pipsmith. Good job so far. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Honestly, since the rains come, or since the proper heavy rain, the rain's actually starting to let off a bit now, but for a while it was proper. I mean, you could almost say British levels worth of rain, or England levels worth of rain. As Kiwi then, great drive out of the S section there. He took a different line to the Williams, and That's the thing about the wet conditions. You gotta try different things. Then only that way you will actually progress. Like you gotta push it. It's essentially a practice session, but you gotta try different lines. And staying on the dry line makes sense 9 times out of 10. But through that section there, Kiwi showed fantastic grip, just going, just sticking on the apex there, which is usually not where you want to be during a wet session. Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, wet races, either they're littered with safety car or there's not a lot going on right now. But Kiwi has been one of the main people giving us the action during the wet weather. But up till lap 15, it was every lap there was something to commentate on. Just barely could keep up with it. But now Kiwi's gonna have to find his momentum again and once again gain all that time in sector 1. As I'm trying to figure out if the rain is because you see right now it looks like it's not raining, but then once it starts to accelerate, then you see the spray. Could be back to dry. As Andrew Pipsmith in the pit lane for a new set of inters. Yes, there is a new set of inters on the Mercedes. Then his teammate is now up into P10 then, still chasing down the Williams. And now I want to see this now through the S section, very tricky in the dry, yet alone the wet. Then you can tell he doesn't use a lot of the brakes, a lot like the leaders are. They're just shifting down and using pretty much the engine braking. Hold up, it was here where we gained a lot last time, or was it just a mistake by DB for Life? DB for Life, small snap of oversteer then, and Kiwi's edging ever so slightly closer then, as this is the closest fight we have on Alliance right now. Well, Andrew Pipsmith just come out of the pit lane. He's got 2 cars ahead of him. Woody's Wood and DB for Life. Sorry, that was Techno then ahead of Kiwi. Alright, messing up names here. Apologies. As Woody's Wood, I'm trying to cool his inters down despite it's still raining. The dry line does look rather dry. But it's still raining. Oof, oof, oof. Go back to Kiwi then. Wow. Kiwi then just can't get past it, and even Andrew Pipsmith on the fresh inter is struggling to close up to Woody. Well, we've had 3 DNFs so far. Specky Cabbage, who spun and had to retire in the S section there, that long right hand, or just before actually. Then both Thomas and Mean Man Moody. Thomas retiring after first picking up a 10-second time. Hold up, Kiwi there. He switches from right to left. Very optimistic from Kiwi. You need to take those in the wet. Then you gotta try something different, and he has tried that, and he's really close up. The Kiwi, fantastic idea. Then oh, that might be a warning there though. And taking a different line there, taking a very, very tight line through 10, 16, 17, and 18 there. Let's come through the final corner now. They'll start lap 34 as Jake is about to lap them, actually, if I'm not mistaken, or yes, he is. Here we go then. Kiwi looks to the inside. Is he? Yes, now side by side, but I think the inside is the wrong place to be there. He has pulled off a move around the outside there, As, oh, boys, you need to watch out there. You can't just turn right. There's a car there, mate. Can't park there. Now, side by side into their section. Kiwi and Techno. Techno somehow manages to stay in front of them. But Kiwi's looking left. He's looking right. He's looking up and under. The Williams just not trying to drive into him is the main goal of the Mercedes man right now. Is, oh, you can just tell the short shot. Oh, and that's a massive snap for Kiwi. Techno had a smaller one, but Kiwi's now going to have to close back up then. And that's all his hard work undone. Now, what was I talking about? No idea. I was flabbergasted by that lunge from Kiwi into the left-hander there, I believe. Yeah, into the kind of like sharpening, closing radius corner. Oh, Kiwi really hustling and harrying the back of the Williams. Now maybe if he can just get the power down now in the slipstream, the pair of them of course using the battery. The Williams defends the inside. Kiwi opts to stay on the dry line, which is not where he was last time around. Now he's going to try and go for the switchback, but the Williams is just about there. Now once again side by side down the hill and towards this is copy paste pretty much from last time around. Wheel banging, but I think Kiwi's ahead. Yes, and after 3 laps of hard work, Kiwi is ahead and into P9, and now he has got 21 seconds to Nicholas, who's actually, there's a fight beginning to brew here between Jay Hartnell, or the two Hasses, and Don Fotherington. Jay Hartnell tries to go around the outside, so we get a terrible camera angle there. What a move! And the other Hass immediately gets past as well. That shows that if you're on the dry line, you've got so much more grip, you can brake so much later, you can turn in, and the front actually does what you want it to do. What a move by Jay Hartnell and Nicholas KR7. Oh, Nicholas, that's definitely a warning. Also, that pixel issue out from the rear wings. Could just be like the rain that's coming off them. Nice little shot of a Mercedes there. Mercedes of Andrew Pipsmith, currently in P13, has done a pit stop more. Is on the the freshest Inters out there. NMX James and BX37, P16 and 17 tested the wets, but realised that was a terrible idea, so they got back on the Inters then. And I think the rain's starting to lighten up. second time penalty for Aston Martin. Let's have a look at the penalties actually. There you go, then Fotherington. 24 seconds, and if I remember correctly, 30 seconds is where I get disqualified. Woody's Wood 18 seconds. Another big one, BX37 Pro 15 seconds. As Woody's Wood is in the pit lane, and it looks like he is going on the slicks. Yep, medium tires on that kick then. Oh, that's no good sign. I think there's some traction control on that kick. Yep, DB for life trying to cool off those inters. Like now he's getting lapped by Jake, yep. Kiwi then is trying to close up on the guys ahead of him. He's closed up quite a bit. The gap was 21 seconds. It's now only 14. Don Fotherington. Jay Hartney on his way towards, or Hartnell on his way to, actually Nicholas overtook him. And Nicholas is now 17 seconds behind Lookman, who's been dropped by Corey. So yeah, the pack very much being stretched out. Into the pits goes King James. Here we go then. This is for the slicks, I suppose then. Going for a set of enters now would be... Oh, it is going for enters. He must be very... I'm assuming there's... yeah, there's the teleport. Why did he do that? DB for life has gone into an old set of hards. Those are 13 lap olds. He hasn't been on them for the last 13 laps. He's gone back on them. I don't know why King James did that. The rain is clearly letting go. The only chance for him to get the win is to go onto the slicks. Speaking of slicks, let's have a look at how Woody's do. Oi! Where'd that Williams come from? That's Phoebe for life on those old hards. Yeah, hards is not a great great tire to be on. You need to use a bit of overtake mode, Woody. 90% battery and you're in hot lap, mate. What's that all about? Alright, King James has caught up to Gandhi. But here's the thing, if it gets to dries, which, I guess the rain is starting to come down a bit more now. Just looking at the gap Woody's would compared to James here. 11.1, 11.1, 10.6. See, like, we're not far away from slicks, I reckon, but all of a sudden the rain's back. Well, King James has now fully caught up to Gandhi here. On the fresh enters. This is impressive. Gandhi, just being by himself, he's still got quite a bit of battery here. Seems like he's prepared for this moment. King James. Oh, you can tell how much later he can break on those inters though. Your flags are out there, and that's in sector 1. That's a Williams again. Can we get to it? Nope, green flags are out again. That's weird. Oh, Gandhi, bit of a mistake there. Probably a lock up there. Allows King James to go through. Because here it looks dry. Right, there's not any rain here. Or a very light rain, if any. I think it's in the final sector as the wettest. We'll wait and see. We'll stay on board with Jake. Leading by 40 seconds. Nicholas picking up a 3-second time penalty there. As the rain is definitely lightening up here. Even in the third sector, like I mentioned, and we've got a few drivers coming to the pit lane for the medium compounded tyres. And one of them was Nicholas, who I think he just spun actually. Corey comes into the pits to try and cover off Luckman. Makes sense. That's the thing, King James, I don't know how bad his inters were, but he's just put himself in a position where he's a lot closer to Gandhi than Jake. Right, so just stick it out those 4, not even 3-4 laps. Pit a lap early, and then you might actually gain a bit. Yellow flag's out, sector 1, that's Ferrari, who's that corner. Hold up, I'll see if I can get on that Red Bull quick enough. This corner right here is causing a lot of trouble for our driver seat tonight as Jay Hartnell is coming into the pit lane. And DB4Life has retired in the pit lane. So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, between lap 1 and 15, if I remember correctly then, or hold up. Yeah, pretty much lap 1 and 15, or lap 1 and 12 then, dry. Lap 12 it started raining very lightly, then out of nowhere on lap 15 it started raining hard, and then around lap 22 to 28, all hell broke loose. It started chucketing it down, as though Jake has been in the pit lane and he strapped on a fresh set of mediums. And now we're slowly making our way back to dries for the last 16 or laps or so. As Gandhi's pitting. Gandhi is pitting, and King James stays out. This is interesting. I'm assuming we'll see a teleportation hit. Nope, actually. Right, can Gandhi pull off the undercut on King James, who has been caught out here? Gandhi can get temperature early into those tyres, and oh, there's a Red Bull out of nowhere. This is gonna hurt Gandhi, you can already tell. .23.5 seconds is the gap. Let's keep an eye on that. DRS has been enabled. Everyone but King James is on the slicks right now. Oh, that's a massive slide there. He managed to bring the gap down already, half a 10 through sector 1. This is going to be close. Just can't afford a mistake like that. And I don't think he's got DRS here. The Red Bull, what is this Red Bull doing? Let's be honest here. Got blue flags. Trying to figure out who it is. Could be... It is NMX James, who has got DRS now. Gandhi now needs to pull together the best Sector 3 of his life, and that's not a good start. Gap 23 seconds still. However, his tires will be warm when King James comes out. 22.8. This needs to be a solid stop from the RB crew. Woody picks up another 3-second time penalty. Teleportation. No. No. There we go. Not bad, eh? We go then. Where is Gandhi? Gandhi's way behind. Jeez. Oh, King James. Yeah. The sun is also peeking through the clouds now. This Red Bull, man. Gandhi cannot get a break from it. Well, the two Hasses once again with each other. Don Fotherington. It just wants me. I just want to say father to that. I don't know. Kiwi a bit further behind now. Good comeback drive from him and taking up quite a bit behind. And Andrew Pipsmith who did the extra stop on the Inters. If he wouldn't have done, they would have been in a pretty good position. On another 3. He needs to watch out now. He's on 30 seconds. I reckon the next 3-second time penalty he gets could be enough for him to get disqualified. Big balls. Without a penalty, it's still only going to move up one place. But if there's a safety car on even like something like lap 50, he is cooking. Because look at this, right? Look at this. Luckman, 9 seconds. Nicholas, 12. Don Fotherington, 30. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. 24 seconds. The two Hasses are fighting, looking to, or they are getting up. Well, the sun is back in Texas. It's a short and heavy shower here. God, it feels like I'm doing the news now. The weather news. Yeah. Gandhi, 1:36 for fastest lap. Has got that 3-second time penalty though. Well, this race, the start of it was fantastic. It's starting to pick up back again now with these fights starting to close up, where the drivers who didn't have that pace advantage in the wets are now slowly making their way through. Looking at Kiwi here, currently the lead Mercedes out there. Both of them Mercedes, P9 and 11. Ironic. Oh, damn. Don. That's a massive slap of oversteer, which the tyres are fresh though, what, 5 laps old, so here comes Kiwi then. Down the inside into turn 1. And he's got that move done. Not bad. Kiwi loves turn 1, it seems like. And I love kiwi. Fruit. Oh, is it a vegetable? No, it's a fruit. God, it's been a while since I've had kiwi. Trying to think about it. Done. Ah, there it is. 33 seconds. Disqualified. There it is. Yep, 33 seconds. That is, I'll be honest, impressive. If you think about it, 33 seconds. If you times that by 3, that's how many warnings that is. 66, 19, almost 100 warnings. 100 times he was off track. Well, his teammate is leading the pack here by 37 seconds, and Gandhi can't close in on King James. I was saying Kiwi because just like in the left, it's him who is making the move here. Just gonna put that on show. Here we go, Kiwi versus Jay Hartnell. On the outside. Kiwi's past Jay Hartnell. What a move that is. This man is on a mission. I said I wouldn't take my eyes off him. In the pits, and Jake is going into the pits for a fastest lap attempt. A bit earlier, I'd say. I would have waited at least till lap 52 or so, right? Or I guess lap 56 whole lap attempt, lap 54. I reckon he's done this at least a lap too earlier. To be fair, it doesn't matter. It's just that this officer are going to be a bit more dead at the end of the stint, but this guy is just oral farming out here now. Yellow flags are out. That's someone's retired. Nope, just letting. Oh, nicely done, BX. Biggs 37 Pro, nicely done. Alright. Where's Kiwi? Here we go. Let's go pretty much no battery to work with. Let's see what Jake's doing. Fastest lap attempt. Battery's not fully charged up. He had a whole lap to prepare. And pretty much 40 laps to prepare. Who's got the fastest lap now, actually? King James has it. Oh, and ghosting's on, luckily. Can still be a bit annoying. It's 33.8 to beat. Purple in sector 1. And 1.1, he needs to find a second and final sector, but I reckon he's up to maybe not full second, like 7/10. There we go, 33.0. Fastest lap by Jake. It would be funny if Gandhi now pits because he's got the gap, obviously. 3 at the front are so much quicker, it's ridiculous. Ooh, Jeffrey, and there we go. I'm absolutely starving. I'm gonna get myself to eat in 6 laps time or so. Lap 52, Jake has just started. So don't get confused by that. I'll be honest, I was expecting more safety cars. I'm not sure if they're turned off here. Probably on reduced, but... Oh yeah, flag, don't tell me, I just... Is that Corey? Or was it Woody Eastwood? It was Woody Eastwood. Lap 53 out of 56. Thank God F1 cars do not do 24-hour races. I guess it would be interesting with like F2 and F3 cars in them as well. And if there would be more than... Yeah, but... Well, refueling as well would make it interesting, but... You would need it, of course, but... Watch you grow, be set in life. Come on, Jake. Be a bit quicker. Oh, final look at the penalties here. Big Balls is gonna, despite having no penalties, he's actually only gonna gain one position. LP Jake, what a race he has done. He's about to start the penultimate lap. James pitched up another 3-second time penalty. QE 3-second time penalty. Tell you what, you need to be built different if you want to commentate a 100% race. Not saying that I'm quite there. I reckon I'm at around 75%. If you just have, I felt so lonely. It's weird to say because sometimes it's nice having low time, but I'm talking against my monitor. Here we go then. Jake starts lap 56 or 56, the final lap. This Grand Prix, and what a drive it has been from the Aston Martin driver. His teammate disqualified for gathering 99 track limit warnings, 33 seconds worth of them. If my math does not disappoint here. I've accidentally changed. Right, one final time through the S section. He goes. He pit one last time to get the fastest lap, and he has succeeded with that. It's been an impressive race. All of a sudden, starting, I think P16 or something like that. He was up in P5, managed to avoid all the chaos at the start, which I unfortunately missed somehow. Now he's only got about half of the track to go then. Leads by 15 seconds over King James, who also drove a fantastic race. Just like Gandhi, their progress through the field has been fantastic, second to none. But tonight they are second, and it's to this man right here, LR Jake. It took me a while to realize that the 3 was an E. It's whatever. And I think the Haas is going to let him go just so the Haas doesn't have to do another lap here. He slapped everyone up to P8 here tonight, has Jake. He has wiped the floor in Texas. Sun, rain, cloudy, it does not matter. There he comes one final time, and across the line to win and extend the championship lead. And King James takes P2 here. There comes Gandhi. And now we need to wait half a lap. Unless there's... Oh, here we go. Andrew Pip-Smith has managed to get a point. Unless he's got too many penalties, hold on. Oh, we won't know. Does Big Balls take the final points paying position here? He does! By how much? Go on. A second. And during all that time, Corey is just coming around the final corner now. Two Alpines are going to cross pretty much at the same time. And now we wait for Kiwi, who's made straight back into P6 then. I think the two has this pit one more time. And last to finish, but 6th on track. Or 6th in the results screen, I should say. Oh shit. Just waiting now. Here we go then. The results of SRS, the Sim Racing Series Round 8, the 100% split in COTA then. And it's going to be your boy Jake with the win out of King James in P2, Gandhi P3, Corey P4, King Luckman, another King here, P5, Kiwi P6, Jay Hartnell P7, Nicholas P8, Techno P9. Ran out of the top 10. He got there because he had no penalties. Big balls. Andrew Pip-Smith P11. NMX James, Woody's Wood BX37 Pros. And your DNFs are Jeffrey, DB Live, Mean Man Moody, Thomas, Specky Cabbage, and the DSQ is Dom Fotherington. Thank you so much for joining me. Even though we did drag out a bit. Next week, SRS is back probably with a normal commentator, the 100% series. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you all whenever.